I kept practicing and I still couldn't pick fast, but when I fixed these three things, everything changed. That's what we are breaking down today. The most important part of speed picking, before you even touch an exercise, is your mindset. We're flooded with bold claims about hand position, motion source, pick type and thickness, you name it. But here's the thing, if the greatest players can play the same kind of lines with different picking approaches, then there isn't just one right way. And if you really want to watch the internet lose its mind, show two players playing the same technique in two different ways and both of them nail it. I'll show you some great exercises and tips today, but keep this in mind. There's never just one way. So the first exercise is about finding your natural source of motion. To do that, try this simple exercise. First, play the exercise using only your wrist. Then try it with your forearm. And even with your thumb or any other variation you can come up with. Go through all of them and notice how comfortable or uncomfortable each one feels. I'm pretty sure one will feel more natural pretty quickly. Right now it's not about speed, it's about the most important part of speed picking, finding your source of motion. So take your time, there's no need to rush. Here's another exercise that will help you find your source of motion. A calligraphy student keeps pressing harder to fix a shaky line. The teacher doesn't tell him to press harder. He moves his thumb to support the pen, straightens his wrist, and has him curve his fingers so the tip meets the page clean. Same hand, same pen, now the line is smooth. It wasn't more effort, it was the small adjustment that made the line flow. My source of movement is my forearm. See, it's not about forcing speed, it's about finding the motion that feels smooth, just like the calligraphy line. Most people won't do this next thing, but you should. Now, what do Paul Gilbert, Aldi Meola, Django Reinhardt, Yngwie Malmsteen, Jason Becker and many more have in common? There's one truth across all of them: small, short, steady picking movements. You'll see what I mean with the exercises that are coming. Under a dim lamp, a clock repair apprentice fights a row of tiny screws. He opens a cracked manual. In the margins was written, small wrist turns, arm steady. And then another note. One screw, then the next. He follows it. Small motion, one job, done clean. This Yngwie style lick is great for practicing these short movements. Here's another great run to work on this. And another one. Notice how I'm not using big strokes. It's one tiny motion at a time, just like the apprentice tightening one screw. So whatever movement method you choose, focus on these small, short, steady picking movements. Everyone makes this next mistake. I did too. Here's the fix for the most crucial part of this lesson. At this point, you can probably play some fast picking runs, but they may still sound messy because the accents get lost. Hand synchronization is key, and it's the next thing to master after finding your source of motion and refining your picking movement. So let's start with subdivisions. A convoy is off route at night. Enemy interference is floating the radio frequency. Morse code still gets through. The radio operator counts in fours, then in sixes as the sender speeds up, making the first tap in each group firm. Miss the first beat and the coordinates come out wrong. Hit it and the turn is clear. Choose 4 or 6, mark the first, the convoy makes the turn. Now whether you're playing 16 notes, 4 notes per beat, or sextuplet, 6 notes per beat, the count tells both hands how many notes sit on each beat. It feels like the same speed, but your hands react completely differently depending on whether you choose 4 notes per beat or 6. Let's do a simple exercise to identify both. Once you get that, find the anchor points. Group runs into fours or sixes and focus on the first note of each group. That's your anchor point. It keeps you on the beat while the other notes follow. Anchor point for 16 notes. Anchor point for sextuplets. That first note is your signal, like the radio operator marking the code. Hit it clear and the rest falls right into place. Now let's do a small etude for each one. Speed isn't something you force, it's what shows up when three things line up. You use a motion source you can control easily, your picking strokes stay small, short, and steady, you place clear anchor accents so the fraying hand and picking hand land together. Now practice this exercise with these three things in mind. You can chase speed forever, but even if one of these three things is missing, you'll never get the breakthrough. Here's a list of some of my favorite books and videos on the topic. As I said earlier, there are many ways to get the same result, and that's exactly what I'll show you in this next video.